Hey, what's up everyone? Paul Karchner here, co-founder of Capitallyst Pro. If you're raising capital and feel like your to-do list is outpacing your hours in the day, this video's for you. Today, we're diving into a feature within Capitallyst Pro and many CRMs to give you so much of your time back, and that's workflows and automations. You're going to learn how to set up a nurturing sequence that cares for your leads behind the scenes, even when you're in meetings, you're analyzing deals, or even hanging out with your family. We'll cover how workflows create leverage in your business, what automations can and cannot do, real world examples and pros and cons, and how to figure out if you should automate, delegate, or eliminate something in your capital raising workflow. So let's dive in. Let me ask you something. Why do workflows matter for capital raisers? Capital raising isn't just about deals, it's about building those relationships, and relationships are built through consistent value, trust, and follow-up. But here's the challenge. You're juggling acquiring deals, closing deals, investor calls, managing back-end teams, events, compliance, managing deals, taking care of your existing investors, and it never seems to end. If you try to do everything manually, leads will slip through the cracks. Ask me how I know this. That's why automation is no longer a nice to have, it's a must have. If you want to raise capital consistently without burning out, inside Capitallyst Pro, we use automations to make sure every lead is seen and nurtured without you having to remember every single task. You want to be top of mind and not let anyone slip through those cracks. So let's talk about how workflows actually work. Let's break it down with a real example. So you've got a lead magnet. Maybe it's a downloadable PDF about how to invest into real estate using a self-directed IRA. Someone opts into that from your landing page. Great. So what happens next? With a properly set up workflow inside your CRM, this happens automatically. They get maybe tagged as interested in retirement account investing. The system sends them that PDF immediately with a friendly welcome email, right? Over the next 3 weeks, maybe they receive 2 educational emails per week about who qualifies, who's eligible, how do taxes even work, case studies or examples, eventually an invitation to maybe schedule a call with you or watch your webinar. All of that happens while you sleep, no manual steps, no dropped leads, just consistent nurturing that feels personal. Now, here's something important to understand, especially if you're already using our system, Capitallyst Pro. We've already built out templates and workflows to give you a very strong foundation, but those are just starting points. They're meant to save you time, not speak for you. This is your brand, your voice, your company. So many people want a plug and play solution, but they don't realize how important it is to create your nurturing education with your voice, your story, and your experiences. You should go in and tweak those messaging, add your story, swap out any generic content with your specific value propositions. And that's what makes the difference. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just customize it so that when your leads hear from you, it sounds like you. Let's talk pros and cons, because automation is powerful, but it's not perfect. The pros to automations is you stay top of mind with leads even if you're unavailable. Consistency builds trust over time. You scale your communications without hiring a full-time team. Segmented follow-ups based on how people engage, and lead scoring, tagging so you know who's warm and who's not. So what are the cons? If left untouched, it sounds robotic. This is why customization is so key. Too many automations can overwhelm your CRM if you don't have an actual strategy. You still need to follow up personally when someone books a call or replies to an email. In some cases, you can still automate that, but sometimes if automations are not set up properly and tested, they can send communication at the wrong times and can damage some reputation there. So think of automations as your digital assistant. It works 24/7, but it's not the closer. It gets people to the table. You're the one who builds the relationship. One of the biggest mindset shifts that helped me scale was this simple question. Do I need to automate, delegate, or eliminate it? Because as capital raisers, we cannot do it all. If it's something you do more than once, consider automating. If it requires a human but doesn't need you, delegate that. If it adds no value, completely eliminate it. So the follow-up emails, automate that. The calendar scheduling, automate that. Manually sending the PDFs after an opt-in, definitely automate that. But the investor call, that's on you. The deal review call, you. The voice in your brand, still you. But automation helps get people to you faster. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and show you how to build out a simple workflow and show how to get a contact information from a form all the way to the nurturing them to schedule a call. All right, so I've jumped over to my desk and I wanted to show you every single aspect of building a workflow in automation. And specifically, we talked about in the video about like a retirement or using a self-directed IRA PDF, a free PDF to offer as value and also a lead generation tool. And so that's what we're going to be basing this video off of. There's 4 things that we're going to be creating. So one is a simple pipeline so you can track the stages of that potential investor and their journey there. Second is a form, so we can embed that into a landing page. Third is a landing page. And fourth is a workflow automation system that when they fill out that form, they get put into that workflow, they get a confirmation email with that free PDF inside of it, and then so on and so forth. So let's jump right in. And first off, we're going to be building a simple pipeline. So inside of Capitallyst Pro here, we're going to build a retirement resource pipeline. And if you go into pipelines, create new pipeline, we're going to recreate this. I just wanted to show you retirement resource, forms submitted. Forms submitted, they're going to be plopped into that first stage, second stage. And again, this isn't really necessary for this. You know, if somebody submits a form or requests a downloadable resource, I just wanted to show you what goes into it, into the whole entire workflow and automation system to be able to nurture and keep track of those leads. So you might want to enter them into like sales pipeline where it's like, hey, they submitted a form, they get a certain amount of points when they submit that form, and then they go into like a warm lead stage, right? But I just wanted to show you the ins and outs of what goes into creating a full system here. Okay, so form submitted, and then maybe we do like a follow-up stage. Okay, so once we save that, so once we have our pipeline created, let's go in and let's create a form. Okay, so let's go into sites in Capitallyst Pro up here in forms, and we want to add a new form. We'll start from scratch. Okay, so now that we're in the form builder, this is what it's going to look like automatically. So it's actually really, really good. We're going to put retirement form PDF just to label it, get used to always labeling things so that you know where they are. If it was just form 93, I would never be able to find it again. So we have first name, last name, phone, email, very typical. We want to actually make these required. So if you click over it, hit required. Okay, and then we have our opt-ins here. Always have your opt-ins, make sure that they're good for text messaging, compliance, and then let's do a reCAPTCHA. So over here, do CAPTCHA, and then that way we cut out on most spam or fake opt-ins there. So this is it. We have other videos to really show you how to create forms and things like that. But if we want to create a title here, well, actually, this is going to be put onto a landing page. So we'll keep it really simple like this. And this is our form. So let's go ahead and hit save. And let's go into our funnel pages. Let's create a funnel page real quick. Okay, now that we're on our funnels, all you need to do is go to sites, funnels, and let's create a new funnel. And again, this is for demonstration purposes only. It's not going to be too crazy. So we'll just put how to use retirement. So that's the name of our funnel. Let's create it. So right here, you'll see add new step or import. Let's go ahead and create a new step. This is going to be retirement.
And the path is going to be retirement. We'll create the funnel step here. And we want to, let's just use an existing template, okay? So we'll use, let's do the five day challenge copy. Day 1, import. Okay, so let's go ahead and edit this. And this funnel page is just a demonstration, but I will show you how to create a form inside of here. So if we want to just embed a form, we can just go ahead and click add element and drag and drop a form here. And then all we have to do is click retirement form PDF, and that's going to plop into our form here. So let's go ahead and publish this bad boy. We're going to select our domain. So let's go ahead. Yeah, we just published it. This is our form here. And what we want to do is now create a workflow to go along with this form. So let's go ahead and create a workflow. Okay, let's start from scratch. And we're going to label this again. And our trigger is going to be our form. So we're going to type in form submitted. We're going to select filters, and the form is retirement form PDF. And save. Now there's a few things here that we typically do. First off, we probably add a tag to this person. So we're going to add a tag. So create a new element or action, add contact tag. And we're going to create a new one because we don't already have it in the system. Add new tag. And then I always get in the habit of labeling this. So I don't always have to come in, open up this action to see exactly what the tag is. I already have it labeled here. So we add a tag so that maybe later on we want to filter all the people who submitted this form before and retarget them in some way. So a tag is always really recommended to be able to track them later on. So once we have the tag, we want to send them an email. So send email. Make sure we have a subject here. Cool. So free PDF, they know that they just submitted the form to download the free PDF, and this is the email with it inside. Okay, so something simple like that, and then always add the PDF as an attachment, okay? Or if you wanted to, maybe you create it in Canva, right? Then you can just hit download here and just hyperlink. And you just hit add link and then paste your URL right here from Canva. So that works too if you don't want to always create an attachment, like download the PDF and then attach it as an attachment here. You can always just create something in Canva and then attach it as a hyperlink. So we're going to save that, and always get in the habit of hitting save up here, just so it saves the whole entire workflow. And then maybe we want to wait to make it a little bit more natural. Time delay, maybe it's 1 minute, and always label it wait 1 minute. And let's send a text message. SMS, please check your email for your free PDF download on retirement. All right, and then also up here, if you click tag for custom values, you can just hit contact and then first name. So we can make it more personalized with custom values. Let's hit save and then save up here too. Always get in the habit. Ask me how I know. Okay, so we're gonna wait a minute, send a text message. This is really helpful because you could even go into the text message and say, because this is probably the first time emailing you, please check your spam, junk, or promotions folder for the email. So always let them know, like text message, we know always goes through. There's always a slight possibility, especially if your domain is kind of new, that email is going to go into their spam. So a text message, we always use text messaging to back up the email to let them know, hey, not give them the full entire PDF and like a description of what it is like an email would, but this is a good accent to the email and backup there. So we always send a text message after an email letting them know, hey, I just sent you an email with the PDF. Go ahead and check your spam, junk, or promotions folder for the email if you don't see it, okay? Cool. We're gonna save it again. Now, what we wanna do is I actually want to move them and create an opportunity inside of the pipeline. So after this tag, I'm going to create or update opportunity. So the opportunity is the lead, okay? It's just a fancy word because it's an opportunity to sell. So opportunity in the pipeline, we're gonna select our pipeline, retirement resource, and form submitted. Okay, update opportunity, opportunity source. We could put in here like just to kind of keep track of where they actually came into the system. And then I'm going to put allow opportunity to move any previous stage in the pipeline, and status I'm just going to keep as nothing. Again, get into the habit of labeling it. So I don't have to open it up to see exactly where they got moved to. They're already in there, okay? So we have an email, we have a text, and then I want to wait 2 days. Okay, so I'm going to wait 2 days, and then I'm going to send them a follow-up email. See how beneficial this is? You can really automate. You don't have to keep track of, oh, they submitted a form, now I got to write it down or keep track of it anywhere. And then in a couple days, I'm going to, with everything else that I have going on, I'm definitely going to remember to follow up with this person. Okay, like if you can automate it, please do it. Okay, the phone call, the Zoom call, whatever, that can't be automated, or it can be automated, but you don't want to automate that, especially raising capital. But we want to automate these steps. So we'll just put following up. That's not a good subject line, so don't use that. But we just do, hey, so-and-so. And then you can attach your calendar link here, so on and so forth, okay? We probably don't want to send a text message to this one, but maybe we could wait another 2 days. Okay, let's wait another 2 days, and then let's send a text message. So let's send a text message 2 days later. And what's cool is, say the call to action in this email is schedule a call. In our other workflow for our call scheduling, once they schedule that call, then we can create an action in that workflow to remove. Okay, so we can remove from workflow. So in that call scheduling workflow, we'd add this, and then we would choose another workflow. Okay, and then that's the workflow we want to remove from. So that's in the other workflow, but just keep that in mind is we don't want to keep following up if they've already scheduled the call, right? So you have to really be thinking about the consequences of automation. And that's what we talk about, the pros and cons in this whole YouTube video about how you can actually over automate or send inappropriate messages at inappropriate times if you're not careful. So always make sure that you think through the whole entire journey and process of what's actually happening so that things like this don't happen, because they could be getting reminders and confirmations for the call, but they could also be getting a text message saying, hey, I still haven't heard back from you, and it'd be very inappropriate and confusing for that lead. So really keep that in mind. Okay, so we're going to save this. Another cool thing here is maybe we want to send them a voicemail, and you can automate that. So we're going to wait. And we're going to send them a voicemail. And then you just upload file there. And we can't do it because we don't have a file. But let's just say, we send them a voicemail drop. And what that does is the system will call them from your phone number. It'll ring once, and then it'll go straight to a voicemail. And it'll upload that MP3. So what if they still haven't scheduled the call? Like, this is really extreme. Like, you probably don't want to do this, but we want to add a task to ourselves. Call John. We want to assign it to myself over here and do in 2 days. So what it'll do is it'll actually create a task inside of Capitallyst Pro to give them a call manually. Okay. Now, what we also want to do here, and this is how Capitallyst Pro is structured, is inside of this workflow, we want to add them to our welcome series. Okay. So, actually it might be more appropriate after all this follow-up to add them, because you don't want them getting your welcome series, all these other emails. If they're scheduled a call, get a bunch of emails. So we're going to actually wait another week. And this is fine. Like, things do take time. So we're going to wait 7 days. And then we're going to add them to our welcome series. So we're going to add to workflow. And we're going to do welcome series. Okay. Add to welcome series. And now, once they've done you've done all your follow-up, touch points, they still haven't scheduled a call, let's just add them to the welcome series. Let's add them to a long-term nurturing campaign. Okay. And now, since we have the welcome series, I'm going to add them into the next stage of the pipeline. So, update opportunity, or create opportunity in pipeline. And we're gonna create the stage to follow up stage, because they still haven't booked a call. So we want to see, okay, who filled out if I look and open up my pipeline, I can see, okay, they submitted a form, they didn't schedule a call, and I want to add them to a follow-up stage so I can keep track. Maybe I want to send them a personal text or a templated text or something like that. But just bear with me. I want to show you just the mechanisms and the mechanics behind this so you can see what is actually possible. So I want to add them to the follow-up stage. Add lead to follow-up stage. So again, we're going to add them to the welcome series. We're going to add them and move them to the follow-up stage. So hopefully this was super helpful for you to really recognize what is possible and why automation is so beneficial. We're going to do 2 days, 4 days, 5 days, So 12 days of automations and touch points. Okay. And we all know that it's between 8 and 12 touch points before somebody will buy something. That's just statistics. I don't know. Probably in capital raising, it's going to be around maybe 20 touch points before somebody actually gets to know you. And that's exactly why we have the welcome series for those additional touch points. And then we have a core email drip where it's even more nurturing and education. So if somebody's not taking action, what can we do in the meantime to still nurture, care for them, and keep them top of mind? So hopefully this was very helpful for you to understand from filling out a form, putting it on your website or landing page, downloading the PDF, getting put into the pipeline, and then also being able to get nurtured and followed up and cared for, all on autopilot. That's the point. We can save time. We can focus on other things in the business. Maybe it's managing a deal, acquiring a deal, talking to other investors. Why this is a really good lead because they're showing engagement. Wouldn't come from anything else. And then you can really nurture and care for them through automation. So thanks for watching. Continue on this video.
If you want to see what this looks like mapped out, we've created a free download, the Investor Automation Funnel Map, based on real workflows we use. It shows what to automate, when messages should be sent, where your lead magnets plug in, and how to structure a nurture sequence that builds trust over time. You can grab it in the link below. Remember, your pipeline is only as strong as the system that supports it. With the right workflows in place, you're not just following up, you're following through with a purpose. So thanks for hanging out with me today. If this video helped, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and drop a comment. What's one thing you know you need to automate this week? If you're looking for a pre-built capital raising machine but aren't sure which CRM to choose from, you can access a pre-recorded demo of our system, Capitallyst Pro. The link is in the video description below. Second, after watching that, if you determine that a tool like Capitallyst Pro makes sense for you and your business, then book a call with our team, okay? That link is also in the video description below. If you got value from this, smash that like button and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Hit that bell icon as well so you're notified when we post new videos. There are other videos linked on the screen here that I know for a fact will provide value to you and help you in your capital raising journey. So thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. Work smarter, close faster. I'll catch you on the next video.